Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love Season 8, Episode 11. Child, I am so happy this is almost over. Do y'all hear me? If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, all the men head to the gentleman's lounge. Tommy tells them to introduce the ladies to the family. In the next scene, Quentin's cousin, Darius, is meeting with Lee and Janelle. Now, they're all meeting with their potentials separately, which I appreciated because in the past, they put everybody together and it's just like, yeah, no. So Lee arrives looking so pretty. Lee, I love that dress on you, girl, and that color. She looked so cute. Anywho, I just love little frilly dresses, so I thought she looked really pretty. His cousin asked her as soon as she sat down, like, what attracted you to Quentin? She said, well, you know, he was hanging that teal suit. Okay. But as I got to talk to him, I realized that we had a lot of stuff in common. So Quentin was basically saying that Lee is so sweet and that's something that he needs. And I'm just like, is it something that you need? Well, why are you latched on to Janelle? I'm so confused, honey. Quentin had me all confused and all messed up in this episode. And, you know, Lee appreciated the fact that he needed her. Girl, he just running game. Moving forward. So the cousin asked what she likes to do for fun. And she was like, I like to do ATVs, go zip lining. I like to go to concerts, you know, things like that. She said, I didn't even get to have really any time with Quentin at the getaway because, you know, he was all up under Janelle and whatnot. Here go Quentin. Talking about, well, you know, it's really difficult to navigate it. Sir, please. It was not difficult. But Lee kept it real with him. She was like, you didn't even try to navigate it and didn't. Let me just say this. I would not even be on this date. I don't care what production told me to do. That's why I couldn't go on this type of show because I'm so strong-willed that if I feel like I'm being slighted or if I feel like this energy or this ain't for me, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Now, y'all should know me by now, honey. We are going into year 3 together as the opinionated family. Y'all can tell through the reviews that if I don't want to do it, I ain't gonna damn do it. Okay, I'm not. I have dropped several shows. If it ain't given the zhuzh that should be given, honey, I'm talking about relationships, friendships, family. If it's not for me, I move around. I am quick to prioritize my peace. And put me first, honey. I got to put me first, Lucius. I got to put me first. Child, please. I wouldn't even be on this date. Because he was laser focused on Janelle. And that's just that on that, honey. Moving forward. So he was like, you know, it was just a little bit uncomfortable. But, you know, I like the fact that you didn't make a big fuss about it. You were still able to be cordial. Translation. Thank you for allowing me to take your kindness for weakness. That's exactly what he's saying. I mean, that's what I heard. Because what? Not, I'm just happy you didn't make a fuss about it. Sir, if you have 2 connections in the house, and this has happened on several seasons of Ready to Love. The season that did it the best was season 1. Those women on season 1 were mature, grown women. If you have not seen the first season of Ready to Love, I implore you to go and watch it. I don't know if you can catch it on Hulu or if you can find it here on YouTube, but just at one while they were doing like a little marathon of season 1. Please go rewatch it. No, I don't think anything was as mature and handled correctly as season 1 was. Go ahead and watch it, child. But anywho, he happy that you was just sitting there looking like Boo Boo the Fool while he was playing with Janelle with that little goldfish that he caught. So then his cousin was like, well, I mean, I feel like she matches your vibe. No, sir, she deserves better, honey. How Mama D said, you deserve better. You deserve better, honey. Do not sell yourself short. Okay, over there playing with Quentin. Moving forward. In the next scene, Phil is meeting with his cousin, Jaunita, and his Aunt Tammy. So they can meet Aries. So Aries arrives. Hey, girl. And she's hoping that she will get some insight into what's going on. Okay. So they asked what she liked about him. Him rubbing them feet. That's what she liked about him. But let's see what she had to say. She said that his personality is really sweet and he's been so sweet to her during the process. They connected about their dads. And she said that, you know, he he could help her with him being further along in the grief process because she just recently had lost her dad in August. So they were asking her if she had any concerns about Phil. And she said, well, stability, because career-wise, he has been reinventing himself. And, I just want to make sure that if we are going to be blending families, basically, he going to be able to handle business. Well, baby, what she say that for? Phil talking about in his confessional, Aries bringing up my employment. It brings pause. Because why are you bringing it up with me? Who is she supposed to talk to about it? She's dating you. So is she supposed to have the conversation with Tommy? Like, I'm a bit confused. Phil, y'all are grown people with children and responsibility. Any woman would ask about financial stability. But Aries, to you, honey, don't be so vague. Make it plain. Like, do you have a savings? Do you have a checking? Are you on your Kevin Hart, the way my checking and my savings is set up? Like, exactly what are you doing? When you reinvented yourself, who did you come out to be after the reinvention of it all? Like, who are you currently? Are you able to provide for a family? You said that you wanted to have more kids, or you didn't care if we didn't have any more kids. All of our kids together, we would be the Brady Bunch. How are you going to pay for it? That's what I need to know. So Phil explains that the reinvention was more so for stability because he was traveling all the time, and this allowed him to stay home and be closer to his daughter. Phil, I hear you, buddy, but you're still not getting it. We love that you want to have your feet firmly planted in D-Town so you can be around your baby. But you D-Town boogieing around this stability question. What is it that you're doing and how do you provide? He was like, that shouldn't even be a concern. Honey, don't get offended. These are conversations that y'all need to have. So they asked him what he saw in Aries. He was like, she's peaceful, she's sweet, and she's one of the greatest women that I've ever met in my life. It's really nice, but I just feel like it was one of those answers that just sounds good. The greatest woman you've ever met in your life. Okay, baby, that cousin seemed like she heard it all before, but your lies ain't working now. Honey, shout out to Sunshine Anderson. She was looking at her like, okay. That cousin said, oh, well, that's nice to hear. Baby, these family members out of control. So Aries gets up and she dismisses herself because, he said that she was the greatest woman of all time. So mic drop, I gots to go. But even after the date, she has more questions about his stability. So that lets me know that the two of you need to have a real conversation. Like, what are you people talking about? So the family said that they really liked her, but they don't know if the stability will be an issue. And he said, he feels like it was something from her past to make her bring that up. Okay, Phil, it could be that something from her past wants her to be sure going into anything else that she's stable, but you aren't very reassuring either. Like, you ain't saying nothing to make it better. Both of y'all are kind of tiptoeing around the issue and you need to just talk about it. He said, well, I feel like it's going to be a loss on her end because I know what I got going on. Well, you better share it before you be meeting Tommy on that bridge. Moving forward. In the next scene, Maria is going to meet with his cousin, Antoinette, so she can meet with Jessica and Katerina. I do not know why this lady favors Merlene. Y'all know who Merlene is. Merlene is Martell's mama from Love and Marriage Huntsville. When his cousin Ned was talking, I said, look at Mama Merlene. Child, she reminded me so much of Mama Merlene, honey. That ain't even funny. So Jessica arrives first and she tells Jessica, she wants to make sure that she's sincere. Because if she does something wrong, they going to call her out because they ain't got time to play. Well, damn, cousin Ned. And she made sure to let it be known, baby, look. Hey girl, but at the same time, we are not playing about our cousin. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Over on the other side, another day, he meets up with Katerina and cousin Ned. So the cousin was like, wow, you're beautiful. Ooh, girl, look at you. He said, yeah, I know how to pick them. Katerina said, not all of them. Kat and I, you were just roaming around the halls at the getaway. So be nice. Okay, be nice. See, that's what I'm saying about this season. See, y'all just be doing little catty stuff and saying little catty things and then it just blows up, honey. Just be nice. Back with Jessica, they're about to eat. And so Maria says a prayer. Here go his cousin. That's real. That's real. Jessica said what? She said, for a man to pray over the food. Ma'am. It's rare to see Maurier without that little piece and chain and them Jordans on. That's what's rare. It's rare not to see his knees because you know he love a good overall. That's what's rare. Everybody better be saying something before eating from these establishments. Honey, you better be saying something when you at home too. You better do something. Not that being rare. Anywho. So she was like, yeah, I feel like the two of y'all look good together. He said, yeah, we both Tauruses. So Jessica was like, I just don't feel like you can know things about a person because of the time they were born and this, that, and this and So she gets in her confessional and she was like, yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I don't need that bad juju over here. Don't bring that over here. I need to know that we're talking to the same person. Girl, you do not like this man. I don't even know how y'all push past the religion in the first place. You're not going to be able to get past that because here you are again bringing up how that is cause for pause for you. Everybody has their beliefs and it's okay and it's your right and you should have them. But y'all also need to keep it real because if that's something that's a deal breaker, then why are you here? But we all know why y'all here, honey. Y'all just want to make it to the end, child. Back over with Katarina, his cousin is asking how Kat is about him being spiritual. And she's like, I'm right there with him. Okay, if he doing it, I'm doing it. He already gave me some crystals, honey. I got a pocket full of stones back at the house. Back over with Jessica, she was asking her about family, and Jessica said, she has one sister who is her niece's mom, and, they're talking about that. So then she asked Jessica if she had any doubts about Maurier. She was like, I don't have much of any doubt. Okay, girl, you just gave us a doubt 5 minutes earlier. Like, what is wrong with y'all? So his cousin was like, well, that's good that he even calling you because he ain't got a lot of time to just be on the phone. He ain't got a lot of time because he be asleep. He be asleep. He stays asleep till noon. Talking about he ain't got a lot of time. Girl, goodbye. He brought the right one, honey, because that cousin judged him right on up. Do you hear me? Baby, that's my kind of cousin. Baby, that cousin said he pray over the food. That is rare. He ain't got time to be talking on the phone to you, even though he be asleep. Okay, he's a busy businessman. Okay, it's all about him. I know that's right, girl. So then she asked Jessica if she wants, more kids. And Jessica was like, yeah, I'm kind of jealous of the family dynamic that he has. He has this big, huge family. I want 4 kids. I want 2 girls and 2 boys. So I'm happy that our family, ethics align. Now, mind you, she thinking they align with the families. Okay. But over with Katarina, she asked the same question. And Katarina was basically like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's cool too. She's been saying that. So she was like, oh, okay. Cause it's not like he in a rush to have more. He already got his son. Okay. So will the real Maurier please stand up? This is what I'm talking about. Who are you actually? Do you want more kids or don't you? So after she left, she said Jessica was uppity and, kind of reminds him of his mama. You want to marry your mama, Maurier? Anywho, they do say some people marry people that are close in personality to their parents, but you don't want somebody that's going to mama you. So his cousin feels like Katarina is the right fit because she's easier. And Jessica wants a big family. See, that's what throws me off about Maurier, because if you're happy with your one, then say that. Okay, just say it. Maurier, you need to go back to that ex. That's who your match was, if you're really being real. And I don't know why Jessica is even entertaining Maurier. At this point, just call the show Survivor, because everybody's just trying to stay on the island and make it to the end. Like, y'all really getting on my nerves, y'all. Moving forward. In the next scene, Janelle goes to meet Darius and Quentin. Janelle got that little matronly dress in every color, don't she? Every time I turn around, she got that dress on with them little flaps on the side. I said, girl, please throw them dresses away. Oh, I cannot stand them dresses, honey. They just make her look so much older. I do not like them old matronly dresses. That's neither here nor there. That's just a side note. So they sit down, they start talking, and Janelle, she can put on the Ritz when it comes to a man, honey. Now, she'll claw Heifer's eyes out. But when she get with a man, she's like, hey, how are you? And see, that's the thing. Janelle is a social chameleon. Okay, she's a relationship chameleon. As soon as she get over here with these men, she's totally different than she is with the ladies. So she sits down. He asked her what attracted her to Q. And she was just like, he was really authentic. But they learned a lot about each other in the house. I'm sure y'all did. She was like, look at him. He's looking at me with a lot of love in his eyes today. And girl, it's that overnight stay. He giving you them bedroom eyes. You done seen them before, allegedly. So his cousin asked her, what she's looking for. She brings up the age difference and she says that she wants someone to do life with. So the cousin brings up that because he's younger than her, he may not be in a rush to have children. And she's basically like, look, I'm getting older. Now I am open to adopting. But if he wait too long, what he wants, he may not receive. Quentin, on the other hand, is like, in the confessional saying that he wants his own kids and he and Lee agree on kids and they agree on everything else. And he thinks that the kids thing is going to be a deal breaker. This isn't new. Like, it's not new. Child, anyway. So then Janelle asked his cousin Darius, what would he want to see for a woman for Q? And he was like, he wants someone soft. And child, good luck, Chuck. So then the cousin was like, if he had to choose somebody, he would choose Janelle. And Quentin was like, well, I feel like it's our comfortability around each other that makes people think that we would be a great match. He said, Lee is great. I just wish that Janelle were younger. Wow. Honey, shout out to Flavor Flav. Wow. You wish that she was younger? Q, the entire time you've known her age. She didn't just show up today, 41. When y'all had that very first date, that initial date where y'all were just sitting in those chairs talking to each other, honey, I don't even think it was a date. They had their little meet up. She expressed to you that she was adopted and she would want to adopt, and y'all had this conversation and you were acting like, hey, just because I'm young, don't count me out. What have y'all been talking about? Obviously nothing, because now here you are like, well, I want her to be younger. I feel like you want to mesh Janelle and Lee together. That's not going to work. You have to choose one or the other. And really, you playing in Lee's face, child. Over on the other side, Phil and Aries go for a bike ride, after she met the family. So they take a break. They sit down. He's asking her how she felt meeting the family. She was like, it was cool. They were very sweet, very inviting. And he told her that they felt that she was very sincere. So she was like, so what do you need in a partner? He said someone, that can make me laugh, that has depth, likes to go places like comedy clubs and, do fun stuff. So Aries turned serious real quick. She's like, well, I do all those things with my friends. In an intimate partner, I'm looking for security. So he feels like she's talking financially, but just won't say it. And it's getting on his nerves. Well, why not just ask her, what are your fears? When you speak of stability, is that you speaking from a fear of abandonment, or are you speaking financially? Do you not think I'm financially stable, or do you not think I will be able to provide emotional stability for you? Which one is it? Just ask her. But Aries, honey, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. It's also important to have a partner that you enjoy. I don't want anyone that is one-faceted. Not anybody. And if you can't have a good kiki with me and we can't people watch sometime, get to talking and get to kikiing, baby, it's not going to work for me. So I understood what Phil was saying, but I also understand what you are saying. And I feel like the two of you need to talk to each other. Moving forward. So she was like, I don't question that we have a connection, but I just need to think rationally. Okay. I need to think with my head and not my heart or my lady bits. Phil said he feels like she's pulling back, and she agreed. Yeah, I noticed it after the getaway. Things just kind of shifted. I don't know if it was all that foot rubbing, honey, and I don't know what it was. But after that getaway, it did not seem like the two of you were on the same page anymore. He said he doesn't do well with people pulling away, so pull away and go away. I mean, I want the whole season to go away. Y'all all have given pure chaos and confusion. Every last one of you can go. Okay, you can go. But since we're here, I feel like the cracks are starting to show the closer that we get to the bridge. People are getting cold feet, trying to figure out, is this the person I really want to deal with? And Phil and Aries, you have a problem with communication. Now, I don't think the two of you will make it simply because of that. You're trying to guess what it is she's saying. She's barely saying what it is she's saying. So I don't know, child. I just don't know. In the next scene, Lee and Quentin, they go to the batting cages. Baby, Lee can't hit a ball worth a damn, but girl, you look good. You look good striking out, baby. Lee know that body is sick. Do you hear me? I really wish that they had a genuine connection though, y'all, because they look great together and they have a lot in common. They'll be able to understand each other. Janelle gonna stay at that gym sitting down. She gonna be sitting right there waiting and watching every single female client that he has. Quentin, think with your brain, not with your alliance. So they sit down to talk. And she asked what his cousin said about her. And Quentin was like, he was enamored with your beauty. She said, oh, okay. Hopefully you too. Baby, you shouldn't even have to fish for a compliment. He don't hesitate to give them freely to Janelle. Don't fish for nothing. Allow him to show you what type of time he's on. Because he should have been like, well, I'm enamored with it too. Not you having to say, well, I hope you are too. Do you like? No, you're worth more than that. So he tells her that he knows he didn't do the best in the house. And she's trying to understand what was his thought process to not make Janelle mad, to not set her off. That was his thought process. He said, he should have gone in with a plan, but since he didn't, and he and Janelle have more of a physical connection, it was easier for them to do. What physical connection y'all got? Because I thought she wasn't kissing until Lee was gone. So what y'all been doing? I'm like, not the physical connection. I don't know if y'all caught that, honey. I was like, y'all have more of a physical connection. I'll say, what now? So Lee was like, yeah, y'all were in a full-on relationship. At a certain point, I expect a certain level of respect, and I felt like you didn't care. I agree. He didn't care because he has you around as a just in case. Plus, he probably wasn't counting on Chris being eliminated. That's what it really is. But he did end up apologizing to her. He did. And then he said, he definitely sees similarities between the two of them. Talking about, y'all may not see it, but I definitely see the similarities. What similarities? The fact that they're both black women on a TV show at this time and this year? What similarities? Lee got in the confessional. She was like, yeah, I'm sweet, she's sour. I'm up, she's down. Honey, not together, y'all making a Sour Patch Kid. Not y'all being a Sour Patch Kid together, honey. Sweet and sour, honey. This is too much. But it is very fitting to describe Janelle, child. This is a fool. So Quentin is just sitting here talking out the side of his neck, honey, that neck of his. Quentin is trying to force it with Lee. His demeanor isn't even the same as it is when he's with Janelle. Lee, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. Cut your losses. He on that BS. It seems like he doesn't want either one of y'all now, if we really being real. He's a time waster. He's sitting up here playing in your face and playing in our face and playing on his TV screen. Over on the other side, Maria and Jessica, Jess with the mess, they go for a one-on-one date. As soon as they sit down, here go Maria bringing up Chris. Not Maria asking about Chris being eliminated. Why? Why are you asking that? Just be happy that you're here. Why are you asking anything about Chris? So she's basically telling him, he lost his damn mind. He was cussing me out and I did not sign up to be disrespected. And you did not deserve to be spoken to like that. Because judging from what I saw, honey, wasn't no explanation as to why he cussed you out. Okay. It was a whole bunch of hemming and hawing. You did not need to be disrespected for him to be eliminated. That's just that on that. So Maria was like, so now we know who said it. When you got messy. Like, please. So Maria in his confessional was like, I'm just shocked because Chris always showed up as the nice guy, the gentleman. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He ain't fooling me. I don't care who else he fooled, but he ain't fooling me. So after Maria got done being messy and asking what happened with Chris, he asked her, where they are. He's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are we? She was like, leaning towards a 10. It's going good. A 10? Okay, I'm sure. Okay. She did tell him she's not sold on the whole moving to Africa thing. I see zero chemistry between these two. And I just want to be clear. I don't see chemistry with him and Katarina either. This was like a meeting in the principal's office. She was leaned all back with the screw face and he was talking, sitting up straight in his smoker's jacket. I just want to know about Chris. Don't worry about that. Okay, y'all focus on something else. So in the middle of all that going down, Lee sets up a meeting with Tommy to try to figure out what she should do. Child, we know Tommy love that. How you doing, Lee? Baby, he got a thing for Lee, allegedly. So she comes in and sits down and wants to talk to Tommy. So Tommy is asking about the getaway. And she was like, I feel like Quentin spent all of his time with Janelle. And I even tried to throw him a bone. I pointed out where my room was. And I told him to meet me there if he could get away. So she wants someone that's going to focus on her, as she should. So while she over there talking to Tommy, they pan over to the men. The men hit the gentleman's lounge for the last time. Thank goodness, honey, because y'all have worn me thin. And I am still in shock. You know how every season, it's always that one person that you are in shock has made it this far. And I am still in shock that Maria is in the top 3. The more I look at these dating shows and see the dating pool, the more nervous I get as I get older, because then your pickings are really slim. Because by that time, people are married off, or they're comfortable in their situationships, or they're comfortable with their common law wives, or whatever kind of situation they got going on. The older you get, the more you settle. And I'm just looking at this like, oh my gosh, honey. I'm gonna have to write down a list, child, and put it underneath my pillow, and hopefully he knock on the door. So anywho, Tommy is asking the men about the family meetup. Phil said the family really liked Aries, but she kept bringing up stability. And he's concerned, but he's more concerned with adding happiness to her. We can't pay bills and vacation with happiness, Philip. Okay? Why can't you add both? At a certain age, you have to have the hard conversations. And then Tommy was like, is she talking about financial stability? Well, I don't know. Well, why don't you ask her? I don't understand it. So then we have Marie. He up there spewing out some BS, talking about, well, I had my cousin. She came and talked to him, and she liked both of them, but she was kind of leaning towards Katerina because of the kids, and she knows how I feel, and I feel the same way. If I have them, I have them. If I don't, I don't. Marie really irks me, only because why now all of a sudden you don't want more kids? But you acted like you wanted a big old family and for everyone to come together when we were first introduced to you on episode 1. You're a liar, Marie, honey, and you're just trying to make it down to the end. So Q said his cousin met with Lee and Janelle, and he thought that Lee was great, but with Janelle, they were more comfortable around each other. But then he gonna say, when he asked what Lee liked to do, she started naming ziplining and ATVing and going to concerts. But with Janelle, she wanted to play spades. She was more down to earth. Here go the peanut gallery, aka Marie, because the alliance is over here. So let me just break down the alliances. Alliance 1 is Marie, Jessica, Janelle, and Quentin. Alliance number 2 would have been whoever else is left on this side, and then in the middle you got Katerina and Lee. Like, it just don't make no sense, honey. Child, please. Marie in the background talking about that's some money came by. Anyway, just say you want Janelle, because her saying that she wants to be your spade partner does not make her the perfect match. And it's also nothing wrong with Lee wanting to do physical activities and see the world. Janelle just want to get out and sit down somewhere. Janelle just want to sit down somewhere. He said, well, when I went for a one-on-one date with Lee, it just reminded me that she's amazing. She's been amazing. You can't see the forest for the trees. Okay, she's been amazing. So Tommy was like, yeah, speaking of Lee, okay, I met with Lee, and she does not want to be anybody's second fiddle, so she has self-eliminated, as she should. So here he go. Talking about, I'm quite surprised. I mean, I never wanted her to feel second. I wanted to see the process through with Lee. You had all the time in the world. Nobody with any self-worth will allow you to keep playing and hemming and hawing, all while flaunting Janelle in her face all weekend long. Get real. Now you and Janelle and her tood can be a couple. And as for you, Lee, I'm so proud of you. Shout out to Drake. So Tommy, of course, tells them that nobody is going home. Of course they are not going home, honey. The math wouldn't be mathing. And that was the end of the episode. So next week, the men will be introduced to the women's family, and then we'll meet on the bridge and see this season who chooses themselves. And I really feel like Aries is going to be the one to choose herself. Child, it might be Phil, because she done got on his nerves, honey. This is a fool. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.